All right, so I'm just taking a look at this file just right off the top of my head here. There's a lot of vectors in this file. First off, let's just talk about that. There are so many vectors in this file. I don't understand why this file has this many vectors. It's a what I would call a little bit wasteful use of vectors. I feel like this file was originally designed in something like Adobe Illustrator or something else, and that's what led to this particular design. I'm not entirely sure, but this is sort of an indicator of an Adobe Illustrator style rendition of a sort of a DXF file. So I mean, I love the concept of it. It's just going to be a very messy. It has the possibility of being a very messy cut, and only really realistically probably along these arcs. There may be some arc estimation we can do, but overall that might cause some issues. We're going to take a look at that, but that's not the real reason we're doing this. I'm bringing this up in QCAD, but I think we're going to go ahead and open up an Inkscape and mess with it a little bit because as much as I love doing it in this software, I don't. We're going to go into Inkscape here. All right, so I've opened this up in Inkscape. I just, right-clicked on the file, said open with, and I said Inkscape, and I'm just opening it up that way. Let's go ahead and take a look at these vectors here, see what all is going on. Because this is Inkscape. I'm going to go to my vector editor tool, click on these. Oh, dear heavens. Ugh. All right, I'm going to hit Control L, see if I can simplify some of these circles here. There we go. Click on a circle, hit Control L. It's just going to keep gross estimate. L. Here, Control L, just remove a lot of the excess here. This is just way too much. Okay. I'm liking what I'm seeing though as I'm simplifying these. Let's see, that arc is simple, simple, simple. Awesome. Okay. And we can Control L that one. And individually selecting these portions and simplifying them. A minute here, and we'll go through that. All right, so and we're going to want to do some joining here. There is a process involved that it's a little bit time consuming initially, but it's a way that we're going to make sure that things attach, and we can pick and choose how this is all going to react. But none of these portions are technically what I would call connected to one another. They just happen to be placed in the same general area, and that's how we got the shape here. Everything is just vectors laid next to other vectors, and that's how the program sees it. It's not joined together, so if we're going to try to do anything, we're going to need to join all of these together, at least the parts that are critical or important to, which is going to be this outside ring here, and these rings here. So let's break that up here. Let's actually join these together. So the way that I like to do this is sort of the way that this is designed, sort of an outward in procedure. So for instance, if I were to click on this shape, hit black, oh, yeah, let's see if it does that. It'll fill everything in, which is not what we want. It's going to fill in the entire shape, and that's a problem. But if I click on this part here, this inside circle, hold shift, click on the outside, go to path and hit difference. Oh, it doesn't seem to like that. Okay, well, probably due to some path rules here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so I'm pulling these up now where if we're going to cut something out of something, there's a couple of rules for subtraction in this program. As I was showing you here, when we did fill this in, it was black, so I need to be able to cut this circle from this circle so that we just get this filled in with black. And what that tells me is that it becomes its own area. It acts like what I would call a donut. And the way that we do this is actually a little more complicated, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this. We're going to go to Object and select Object, and it gives you this little tiny window. And I like to keep this pulled up because it allows me to arrange things. For instance, here is this is path 52, and this is path 50. My problem is if I hit one, select both of them, and go path difference, it deletes both of them. And that's definitely a problem. We don't want that to be the case. So I'm going to click here, click on path 50, and actually raise that puppy up here above one of our previous paths that we were working on here. Okay, so let's just put that right there. All right, now if I click on here, go shift and click there, path and difference, now it's actually just deleting it. So if I were to fill that in, it's deleting this inner circle that's defined by this vector from the original, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. Next up, we're actually going to do the same thing here, where we're going to take this and add it to this. So actually, let's see here. Now, what we're going to do is actually keep this as its own whole, and we can mess with that in a minute here. But I'm gonna show you a couple of things that we like to do. All right. So let's say, for instance, I'm just going to make an arbitrary circle here, just something I can use as a reference point. Perfect. That's going to work out nicely for the circle. I'm going to pull this off to the side, and I'm going to type in some text. I'm just going to go with my usual Bob is a fish. Wow, that is a terrible font. Let's go ahead and go for the love of thunder. There we go. Nope, that's a terrible font. All right, so let's go with, yes, this one. All right, and we're just going to go ahead and open this up just a hair. Let's say I want to make, oops, yeah, here we go. I want to make my text just in reference to this here. It's going to remove too many details. Let's go with this because this will sort of match and overlap top and bottom. Perfect. Okay. Now we click here, go here. Select both of them here. Click on one, hold shift, click on the other. Text, put on path. Awesome. And now I can just rotate this. Click rotate. Perfect here. Okay. Let's make sure that this is going to line up with what I have in mind here. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit too wide. Let's see if I can change that around because that circle, not what I want it to be here. Let's go with that. See if that changes if I move this over. Nope. That's a little ovoid for what I'm trying to do here. All right, you know what? We're going to do something different because I don't like the way that's working. I'm just going to click on this one, click on this, text, put on path, and then oops, and then rotate it. Bob's a fish, perfect. Okay. All right, I like it. Now I'm just going to click on this, path, object to path. That turns that into a vector. I can now move this down just a hair. And I want to make sure there's overlap here on both sides. It's not going to like me as I'm doing this. Okay, maybe pull this in just a hair. Okay, now I have all the overlap that I need. Here's how this is going to work. I've already turned this into a path by going text object to path here. Click on one, hold shift, click on the outside circle, path union, and then union it to this one, path union, and there we go. And I'm going to do that with each element here, path union, click, hold shift, click on the outside, path union, click on this, hold shift, click on the outside, path union, and I can actually go through and click on this, hold shift, click on that, path union, and we're just going to keep perusing through path union. I'm going to use my keyboard hot shortcuts here. Oops. Plus this is that, plus this is that, plus this is that, and plus this is this. Perfect. There we go. See, now I've incorporated these letters into this overall design. And I, again, only did that with the selection circle here on the outside. The way I joined that all up. Now I'm going to go ahead and just go backwards through all of this. And that should still give me, okay, perfect. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this here, delete this here. So I'm going to send you this file as an SVG, and then I'm going to send you this video. Let me know if that makes sense. It's just the general concept behind what you would do in order to fix these, but this is what I would do.